How the Earth's atmosphere is helping us in recent times and no one is talking about it. Chapter 1: Layers of the Earth's Atmosphere. I never thought much about the air above my head. None of us do. We breathe it, live in it, and never wonder what it is doing for us every single second of every day. But the moment I started looking into it, I could not stop. Because what I found was not just science. It was a story. A story of invisible protection, silent battles, and a shield so powerful it has been saving our lives for billions of years, and most people have no idea. Let me take you back to August 16, 1960. A man named Colonel Joseph Kittinger climbed into an open gondola attached to a helium balloon. No walls. No windows. Just him and a pressure suit. He rose for 90 minutes, climbing through layers of air that grew thinner and colder with every foot. At 102,800 feet above Earth, he stood at the edge of a world most humans will never see. The temperature was 67 degrees below zero. Air pressure was 1/100th of what it is on the ground. Then he jumped. He fell for over 4 minutes, reaching 614 miles per hour. When he landed in the desert and took his first deep breath, he said it was a relief to be back on a planet with an atmosphere you can live in. He meant every word. That moment made me want to understand exactly what this atmosphere is. Chapter 2: Functions of each layer. The atmosphere is not just one big blanket of air sitting above us. It is 5 separate layers, each doing a completely different job. And together, they make life on Earth possible in ways that still surprise scientists today. The first layer is the troposphere. This is where we live. It stretches from the ground up to about 40,000 feet. The air here is thick. It is where all our weather happens: clouds, rain, snow, storms, and wind. Our bodies evolved over millions of years to work perfectly inside this layer. Above that sits the stratosphere. The air here is much thinner and much calmer. The temperature actually rises as you go higher, which is the opposite of what happens below. This layer holds something critical for all life on Earth. Then comes the mesosphere, where temperatures plunge to -150 degrees Fahrenheit. Above that is the thermosphere, where solar radiation pushes temperatures to an almost unbelievable 4,500 degrees. And finally there is the exosphere, where air molecules slowly fade into the cold emptiness of space. Scientists even detected particles of Earth's atmosphere on the far side of the Moon during the Apollo program. 5 layers. 5 jobs. 1 purpose: keeping us alive. Chapter 3: Which layer is used by airplanes and satellites? Here is something most people never think about. When you watch an airplane flying overhead, you are watching a machine that found the perfect level in our atmosphere. Planes cruise right at the top of the troposphere, on the border with the stratosphere. The air there is thin enough to reduce drag and save fuel, but thick enough to support the wings. The atmosphere hands that sweet spot to us like a gift. Go higher, and the world changes entirely. Satellites do not fly through air at all. They orbit in the thermosphere and beyond, where the air is so thin it barely exists. The International Space Station moves at about 17,500 miles per hour and circles the entire planet every 90 minutes. But here is the part that stunned me. Even though satellites orbit in what we think of as space, they are still technically inside Earth's atmosphere. The atmosphere does not stop at a hard line. It fades out slowly, like a whisper growing quieter. Some scientists say it extends all the way past the Moon. So in a very real sense, we are all still living inside our atmosphere, even when we think we have left it far behind. We are never truly outside it. It follows us, quietly, like something that refuses to let go. Chapter 4: All factors posing threats to the Earth's atmosphere, including external factors like from the Sun and internal factors like from human activities. Our atmosphere is under attack. The threats are coming from 2 directions, from outside the planet, and from within it. From outside, the Sun constantly sends streams of charged particles called solar wind racing toward Earth at over 1 million miles per hour. On Mars, this same solar wind stripped away most of the atmosphere billions of years ago. Earth survived only because of its magnetic field, generated deep in the molten iron core. This invisible shield deflects the solar wind around us like water splitting around a rock. But the sun also sends ultraviolet radiation. This is where the stratosphere steps in. About 7 miles up, a layer of ozone, 3 oxygen atoms bonded together, absorbs and blocks up to 99% of those harmful rays. Without it, they would tear through DNA and make life on the surface impossible. And yet, for decades, we were quietly eating away at this shield from the inside. Chemicals called CFCs, used in refrigerators and spray cans, rose into the stratosphere and destroyed ozone molecules. Holes in the ozone layer appeared over the poles every winter. Scientists raised the alarm. Governments acted. The chemicals were banned. Slowly, the ozone layer has begun to heal. But that is only one of the battles our atmosphere is fighting on our behalf right now. Chapter 5: How Humans to Help the Earth's Atmosphere Fight Against Deterioration. The atmosphere is not just protecting us. It is working with us, if we let it. Right now, scientists are finding it has more tools for survival than anyone expected. For millions of years, the atmosphere has been running a quiet cleanup operation. It pulls carbon dioxide into the oceans. It stores it in forests and soil. The North Atlantic alone has absorbed enormous amounts of the carbon we have pumped into the air over the past 2 centuries. Forests converted into wood and leaves and life. The atmosphere has been cleaning up after us without a single headline. But there is a limit. Scientists now find that the North Atlantic is becoming saturated, like a shaken bottle of soda that cannot hold any more gas. Forests in some regions are drying out. The natural safety valves are beginning to close. The atmosphere has been helping us without anyone saying thank you. Now it needs our help in return. We can reduce the carbon we put into the air. We can protect the forests and oceans that partner with the atmosphere every day. The ozone layer is already healing, proof that when we act, the planet responds. The atmosphere gave us oxygen. It gave us water. It burns up meteors before they reach us. It has been saving our lives since before the first human drew a breath. The least we can do is pay attention.